by
there
magic.
you go. There you go. You wanted a twinkly thing. There's your twinkly thing.
It's Mr. Ben, isn't it? As if by magic.
Oh, it is Mr. Ben. As if by magic a shopkeeper appeared.
Yeah, you can't get less twinkly than us, really, but you know.
Let's turn my phone off so that the Poirot theme doesn't keep annoying us, right?
Oh yes, I've just received a notification that on live, apparently.
Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Tony. Good evening, Sephora. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good something. It's Friday. It's been a very long week. Very long week. Good morning, Angela. Special episode today. We have all of us in force. Shenanigans afoot.
It's the beginning of the next 48 hours, actually.
Yes, pretty much. We got full-on Kitchen Witch for the next 2 days.
Which is very exciting for us.
Brace yourselves. Good morning, Karen.
Hello.
So today is questions. Today is our Ask the Witches, Ask the Kitchen Witches. So if you've got any questions about us collectively, us individually, about witchcraft, kitchen witchcraft, witchcraft practices, Irish stuff, Norse stuff, English stuff, divination, all sorts.
Herbs.
Yeah, crystals, herbs. Throw it at us. We'll see what we can do with it. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Otika. Very early morning for me. Yes, better way to spend it than with you guys. Oh, bless you. Hopefully we can start your day with a bit of a laugh. Angela's apparently getting snow today. Snow is beautiful to look at, not so good to work in. Good morning, Emma. Yeah, it's a bit dull here too in Hampshire. It's a bit grey. Yeah. But hopefully we'll brighten it up for you. So yes, questions, anything you'd like to know, throw them in the comments and we'll see where it takes us. This is a random day.
And if we don't get any questions, then you get even more randomness.
Yes, give us some directions. Otherwise, who knows where it could end up. Angela, looking forward to getting her income back so we can join the Kitchen Witch School. It would be lovely to have you, Angela. Good morning, Ruby from a cloudy Southend-on-Sea. I don't think I've ever been to Southend-on-Sea. It sounds nice.
I don't know where it is. I'm hopeless.
Essex, I think, isn't it?
Essex, isn't it? Yeah, I think so.
I know where that is. That's okay.
I hope so, because you're my designated driver.
Good old sat-nav, sort that out. Though.
I never know where we're going. I just get in the car and Ness takes me somewhere. Sephora just discovered bamboo leaf tea. Bamboo leaf tea? Wondering if it has any magical properties. But that sounds revolting. I've got to... You know how I am with herbal tea. Although saying that, I have got herbal tea this morning. I have mint, fennel, and something else. Ginger, I think it is today. Because I don't have the hand today. He's actually had to go into the office, so I had to make my own cup of tea, which is a bit rude. But there you go. Eric hasn't learnt to make cups of tea yet. Bamboo leaf tea. I don't know that bamboo has any specific magical properties. But think about how it grows, maybe.
They have those little pots, don't they? Bamboo pots for luck and prosperity that you can get in garden centres.
Yeah.
So my immediate thing was, well, luck and prosperity, because that's the little, you get them in the bonsai section.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. It also grows like a loony, doesn't it? It is a bit of a thug, so I would say growth and strength probably as well. If you've got a little garden, you don't want to plant bamboo in it.
I'd also say protection, because if you think about it, like you say, it grows once you put it in the ground. But it actually acts as quite a screen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe a bit of protection.
There you go.
Stability.
There you go.
quite once those bamboo things harden off. Like,
Yeah. There you
it
go.
doesn't take takes a lot to sort of blow it down or anything. So yes, it'll be a good one.
There you go. Hopefully that was helpful. Good morning, Luna. Good morning, David. You're not only on the big telly, but you're on the big, expensive cinematic sound system. Woohoo!
Lucky enough.
Scare the neighbours.
Yeah.
Try not to scare the neighbours. Mwahaha. Don't give us a challenge like that, David. Good morning, Trudy. Yeah, it does feel like it's been a long week, but January's been and gone now. We're in February now, which is
Yes.
mad for a start. January seemed like it was about 3 years long, and now it's where's it gone? Good morning, Xenia. Good morning, Eric. Pete. No, Pete today. He's in the office today, but Eric's here. He's beside me. He's under a pile of blankets. Oh, another big screen. Big screen's good. I just, wish I put my makeup on. So, any questions? Do throw them at us. Now we have. Let's do the important stuff. Not that the whole thing's not important, but we have launched the Witch's Hearth. It is kind of our version of Patreon. It is only £2 a month, and you're going to get loads and loads of stuff for that. It's set up already. We've had lots of people join this week. Thank you so much to everyone that's joined. And everyone that's joined has been really interactive on the forum as well, which is brilliant. What you're going to get for your money is lots of regular input. We are building a herbarium there, so there'll be lots of wild plants, trees, information, magical stuff, all about plants and trees and flowers. There are work in progress section where you can see how badly I'm doing with all of the books I'm supposed to be writing. I will keep you updated with all the bits and pieces that I write and how my writing process works. There is a Sadia section where we'll be doing the odd rune pull or a bone reading or a tarot reading, anything to do with any of that. There is a section where you can chat with each other, ask questions, connect, interact. And there is a daily practice section where we are loading up things, inspiration, prompts, ideas, things to kickstart your daily practice or to continue with your daily practice, share with each other how you work with your daily practice. Lots of stuff on there, but it works like a Patreon, but we're running it from our own forum. So that way it's all under one roof and we know what we're doing in theory. If you are already a Kitchen Witch student to the school, then you will already have free access to it included in your subscription. But if you would like to join us, it's £2 a month and the details are on the Kitchen Witch website. There you go. End of infomercial. Karen, do you ever find that helping others is easier than helping yourself? Oh, yeah. Sometimes I find when I'm struggling, I can't see the wood for the trees. But if someone else had the same problem, I would know what to suggest. Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The amount of times that I tell people not to burn themselves out, not to take too much on, to look after themselves, self-care, and every time I say it, I can feel Ness and Heather's eyes burning into the back of my head.
We had to drag her off to a tent once, didn't we, to have words.
I had to have a talking to. There was an intervention. Yes, Karen, absolutely. I think it's a learning curve, though, isn't it? It is something that I think you start off by realizing that you are helping others and not helping yourself. That's the first step, I think, isn't it? That realizing that you aren't taking your own advice. It's a difficult one to deal with. But recognizing that's what you're doing, I think, is the first step, isn't it?
It's easier said than done as well sometimes, because if that's your internal trait, if that's what you just do, then it's very difficult. You sort of say, well, I'm not going to do too much, but I sort of, you end up taking and it's only when you've got to that point that you know that you've, when you've sort
Yeah.
of overdone it, and
When you're running on empty and you
yeah,
suddenly realise that actually you haven't got anything else to give.
yeah, and the universe, doesn't it, will slow you down. She will do that. She will.
David, bamboo is moon magic. That would make sense, as well as a few other things like protection. What's your feeling on black mirrors? There you
Very
go.
useful.
Good question. Very useful. Yeah, I have a black mirror.
I do.
I'm just wondering why there are 3 question marks after the question.
Is there something that you're not telling us, Christine?
Yeah.
They're a divination tool, aren't there? And I think, like any tool, it is the person that works with them, that controls it. I do keep mine covered when I'm not using it. I don't know if you guys do. I think that's a mirror divination kind of thing, anyway, isn't it? I think they're very useful. I'd love,
Mirrors full stop are magical though, aren't they?
yeah. I would love a great big black polished obsidian. That would be fabulous, but money.
I'd like that mirror from Harry Potter.
Oh, that would be useful. That would be useful. That for anyone that's not familiar with black mirrors, they are literally a black mirror. I made my own. I took a picture frame, a normal picture frame, and I painted the back of the piece of glass in the front with black paint and put it back in the mirror, in the picture frame. There you've got a black mirror. It is a reflective surface used for divination. It's used for scrying. For me, it's no different than scrying with a dish of water or a puddle or anything like that. They do have a little bit of a bad reputation, though, don't they? I think there are tales of them being evil or connected to bad spirits or anything like that. I think if you work with it, then you'll have your own protection in place anyway. If you work with it sensibly, it's no different than scrying with a bowl of water for me. I think it's quite a useful tool. Morning, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Someone who doesn't know that someone who doesn't know that I know a little thing about grounding said that to ground is to drink water. What are your thoughts on that? Oh, okay, I get that now. It's early. I haven't had my coffee. I have heard people grounding using water. I think if that's the element that does calm you down. I've heard of people grounding in the shower or in the bath. Splashing water on their faces. I think drinking water, yeah. I think it's what works for you, isn't it? Just
I think especially if you've dealt with a lot of emotion with whatever you've been going on with, because water cleanses. It's the emotion element, isn't it? So if it's something that's very emotional that you've been dealing with, then actually using water and obviously chocolate, because chocolate just deals with everything.
Always.
Not chocolate in water.
I like that idea.
Chocolate.
That's it.
Yeah. So yes, Maria, I would say if that's the element that works for you, then yeah, absolutely.
Replenishing as well, isn't it? So if
Yeah.
you're sort of
Yeah.
depleted, I mean, we need water, so it's a replenishment as well.
Good morning, Susan.
I think this is Christine's answer to my thing about the questions.
Oh, just have made one for me and ain't used it yet because it scares me a tad. It is literally like working with scrying with water. The
Or
only thing
crystal ball, or
a crystal ball, yeah. The only thing I would say is cover it when you're not using it. Even if I just keep mine face down in the drawer, and then that makes me feel a bit more comfortable. I don't know why.
I would add that
Yeah.
as it was made for you, make sure you cleanse it so you haven't got the other person's energy attached to it.
I think anything like that isn't the mirrors, the crystal balls, anything like that. It's worth cleansing them every so often anyway, isn't it? Just to, keep things tickety boo. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Tina. Got my coffee and cake ready. Nice. The topic is anything you want, Tina. Anything you want. Ask us questions and we'll see where it goes.
Which could be dangerous, but
Good morning, Eve. zipping through there. Mirrors are portals, so yes, I would cover them, especially if you use it as a black mirror, as it will reflect either way. All mirrors are just reflective surfaces, and anything that's got a reflective surface can work for scrying, whether it is a mirror, a black mirror, a bowl of water, a puddle, anything. Good morning, Emily. The background is the imagery that's now up on Air Kitchen Witch website, drawn by Tom Brown. You might recognise the faces.
I mean, that was uncanny how he did that.
It was. We didn't ask him to do caricatures. As far as I was aware, he didn't really know who we were, and he nailed it. Good morning, Maharet. Use the service of my iPhone. When it's off as a pinch as a black mirror. Brilliant. Yes, it's black and reflective. It's usually at hand wherever I go. Yes, that is bringing technology into witchcraft.
I think that's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I use my phone a lot. I use the screen of my phone for kind of a vision board sometimes too when I'm trying to manifest something. Sephora, have a mirror which is heavily crackled black. Was a prop of the set of Xenia Warrior Princess, the TV series. Haven't brought it into the house. It creeps out my husband. Oh no. Isn't it funny how things like that do worry people? And I think it is Hollywood, it is Disney, it is stories, isn't it? It's TV that put that kind of spin on things. There's nothing to be feared or worried from any of it. It's a mirror, and if you use it properly, it shouldn't be a problem. It's no different to a crystal ball or a bowl of water. It's how you use it, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, anything's magical, isn't it? Even your finger.
Yeah. Good morning, Monique. When showering, I was away. Everything. This is the no longer for me. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Showering's brilliant for cleansing, releasing, and I was going to say we all do it. Hopefully, we all do it regularly. I'm not judging, but yeah, it's water, isn't it? It's cleansing and purifying. Antoinette, what's the easiest way to lock mirrors? As in, to lock them from what? I think this is another thing of, I've got 3 great big mirrors on the wardrobes in my bedroom. They're just mirrors. I just use them to judge how big my bum looks in something. A lot of mirrors are just mirrors. In fact, most of the mirrors in my house are just mirrors. I have got an old one actually behind me, underneath the Kalech there, which is an old one that I do use for magical purpose. I don't lock them, but the black mirror that I use for scrying, I do just turn it over when I'm not using it, or put a cloth over it. If it's covered, then it can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, when I finished, you cleanse it, you wrap it, and then mine goes in a drawer.
Yeah.
So I don't say I lock it. I put it to sleep, or I put it to rest. I wouldn't say I lock it.
No, I've never felt the need to do anything.
I'd like to know where that term comes from, because that's quite an interesting term, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think this is Maria asking about the picture.
It is from left to right, Ness. Poor old Heather gets covered quite a bit.
Which I quite like. I quite like being the secretive one that people can't see what they're up to. So yeah, I'm good with it.
If you look on the forum, you can see, or the website, you can see all of us. Yes, I asked the lovely Tom Brown, who is a fantastic artist. He's done a book cover for me that's not out yet because I haven't written the book. But and then I thought actually he would do a very nice new cover for our website because we wanted to revamp the website. So I just literally said to him, 3 kitchen witches and a hearth fire, please. And that is the picture that he came up with. And I didn't say I wanted us in it specifically. I didn't say anything like that. And he nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Even to the basket with the wool and the...
Yep. Yeah. Let me put it up here so people can see it. There you go. So yes,
Fabulous.
it is. That's Ness with the moon. Even the staffs that are wooden spoons, which is brilliant. And he's even got the moon, the sun, and the pentacle in it. Yeah, brilliant.
I've just
Absolutely
realised
brilliant.
I've got 2 wooden spoons, so I'm the real stirrer.
Oh, you've got one in your hat. So yeah, he even nailed the colours that we like to wear as well. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Do go and have a look. Tom Brown, he's absolutely brilliant with his artwork. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Xenia, as for black obsidian, black mirrors made of it, it will bring our own shadows and traumas to surface. Maybe a reason why some people feel uneasy around it. Any mirror, any black mirror, any normal mirror, any scrying bowl with water in it will bring things to the surface if you ask them to. It's not just black mirrors, it's any reflective, any scrying surface, any divination tool. It's what you ask of it that makes it do what it does. My thoughts, anyway. Karen, how do you deal with complaints from family members when your homemade incense is a tad on the smoky side? It's generally the resin. If you've got resin in your incense blends, that's the stuff that makes lots of smoke. I have a husband that loves incense, so it's me that complains if it's too smoky. There are different ways though with incense. If you're not good with the smoke from the incense, put it on top of an oil burner, and then it releases the scent and not the smoke, which is an option.
This is a double, so I'll let you read that bit and then I'll put the next bit up.
Okay. If you could have read it.
No.
If you can,
I'm doing the tricky bit.
Oh, okay. Teamwork. If you can ground protect and feel grounded, protected with a clear bubble or even gold, but if you go anywhere where there's a lot of energy and swell up, get migraines and stuff, is that due to not being protected properly or what? I think there are different situations. Some situations will require stronger protection, depending on the people that you're with, the amount of people that you're with, the energy from the place that you're in. There are ways to strengthen your protective shield. And if you do feel particularly overwhelmed, then it does need a bit of strengthening. And you can do that with visualization. You can bring in stronger protection. You can change the color of your shield. You could make it, severe situations, you could visualize brick walls or mirrors to reflect it. It's about adjusting your shield. Everyone's shield's different. Everyone works with shields in different ways. Everyone works with different colors, different shapes, different textures. I would say adjust it until it works.
And actually,
It
for
might
Zara, that's the lesson that she's on at the moment. So, yeah.
bit of trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
do
going with the
adjust it.
lesson, play around with it, see what works.
You might need to bring in something. You might want to carry a crystal with you, or a bag of herbs or something that you can draw the energy from as well. That will help strengthen it. Tina, when I'm using candles for meditation, short ritual, or just on my altars, is it best to leave them burning until they burn out, or to snuff them out when I'm finished doing what I'm doing? I have a couple of candles on my altar that I snuff out and reuse. If it's just for meditation or just for doing your daily ritual, I just snuff it and relight it the next time, because you're kind of repeating the same thing, aren't you? You're not doing spell work. You're not directing. You've not charged that candle with a specific intent, I'm assuming, like you do for spell working. So I would just snuff it and keep using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that for my main crow altar because it's got it's just a black candle in there and it's lit and snuffed out, and because it's for the same thing. But yeah, so I agree with that.
I mean, my main altar has actually got one of the little battery operated ones.
Oh yeah,
simply because I put it on every morning. Now, if I'm on my way to work, I have got a habit of not remembering to turn it. So, for safety reasons,
Very
I found
useful.
it was easier
The
to have a
local
battery.
fire brigade
Yeah,
gave Heather
I
a
get a
battery
message,
one.
later on in the day saying, "Did you mean to leave your candle going?" No.
Oh, at least he checks though, in case it's something magical doing its thing, and it might need to be left on.
Yeah. So yeah, for safety and practicality reasons, my main altar has actually got a battery operated. So
It's a good idea. Good idea.
I think this is Maria answering about the smoky.
Yes, if you don't like the smoke from incense, you can use your incense blends literally on the top of an oil burner, but put a little bit of sand or salt in the bottom of the oil, in the dish of the oil burner, then put your incense on, and it saves it sticking to the top of the oil burner. It works really well actually like that. Uh, Lots talk about portal energy of mirrors and others using them to enter your energy. I've no idea if this is true. I think you're into the realms of Disney here, but I'm thinking better safe than sorry. In my experience, I've never had any problems with mirrors or black mirrors of any kind. I think you're probably always better to be safe than sorry, obviously, but I
Yeah.
think you're
But if
probably
you
into the
wrap it
realms
and
of,
put it away in a
yeah,
drawer,
yeah.
then as an aside, if anybody has got, I think it's on Netflix. There is a really good series called Lock and Key.
Okay.
It's only there's only three parts, three bits to it. It's finished, and it's we binge watched it in under a week. It's really good, in my opinion. But they have a key there that can unlock mirrors so that you can be pushed through into it,
Oh, okay.
Okay,
which is
interesting.
yeah. I think imagination is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. I
Um,
think yeah, you're in the realms of fantasy here in my experience. I also think it's a bit like curses and hexes. The amount of emails that I get from people saying they've been cursed and hexed. I have met an awful lot of magical folk in my 35 years practicing this pathway. I've met all sorts of practitioners. I have never met anyone that would have the strength or the ability to creep into someone else's house via their mirror to do whatever. Um, and the same with cursing and hexing. The only way that curses, hexes, and this type of thing works is if someone says to you, "Hey, I crept into your house last night through your mirror and did this and that." They plant that idea into your head and then you feed it. Same as curses and hexes. If someone says to you, "I've hexed you, I've cursed you," that plants the seed in your head and you're the one that then feeds the energy. So, Antoinette, if you are worried, put a cloth over it or turn it over. But normal, regular, everyday mirrors, absolutely no problems, no issue with them whatsoever. It doesn't happen in my experience. If you are working with a black mirror and you are working with the other world, then just be mindful, cleanse it, put a cloth over it, or turn it face down, would be my suggestion. Xenia, sadly have a wardrobe with mirror doors in my bedroom. I do. I've got there's three great enormous mirrors in there. Stick large flower of life stickers on the mirrors for protection and harmonization. They are, for me, they are mirrors that I look at when I'm seeing what I'm wearing. They aren't magical portals. They aren't doorways to the other world because I've never used them as such. They have not been charged, programmed, or instructed to do anything other than reflect me in my outfits. So
but
yeah.
like Zenny's done, she's stuck some
Mm.
stickers on so that she feels protected. So
Yep,
perfect.
Mm.
This one
absolutely.
resonates with me.
Christine, long hair, short hair. At my age, I did to see you decided to have a haircut short. It's spiky, and I feel like the lion of the witch in the wardrobe. Other- Otherwise, bedraggled. Can't decide where to grow it again. Feel like I've lost strength. I did a blog once. I wrote a blog once about the power of hair. Now, I'd
There's something
probably
in the forum as well, isn't there?
Heather and I can probably relate slightly more to this, I guess, because we've both had very short, spiky hair, and we've both got very long hair. Ness, I've never known you with anything other than long hair.
I had it cut. Well, I had it this length when I was about 9, and then I got to about 12, 13, and I had it cut short. I've got a picture of me in 1984 with the old sort of mullet type.
I had a mullet. Oh, I loved a mullet.
I'll have to get out some photos. I can't think what they called it, but it was all like swept at the sides. And then I grew it again. Then when I was about, I don't know, it was with Lee or Joshua. I think it was with Joshua when I was my youngest. I had long hair, really long, and I was 8 months pregnant, boiling hot summer, and I just chopped it all off. And I have had it cut off. He's 33, and I've had it cut short once within that time. But yeah, it's been this length since 20 odd years now.
I've had everything. I don't think there's a haircut that I haven't had. I have had everything from a grade 4 when I was a teenager right the way through. I think it's how it makes you feel, isn't it? I think if short and spiky, someone did say to me once, you can't be a witch without long hair. That's absolute tosh, obviously. Yeah. I think it's how it makes you feel. If you feel confident, no matter what your haircut is, if you feel confident, then it's all good. There is folklore with long hair in some cultures. There are cultures that don't ever cut their hair at all, aren't there? Because they believe in whatever reasons. I think it's how you feel about it. If you feel confident, then it's all good. If you don't, then
it's a bit of a shock as well, isn't it? You know, if you've had the same sort of hair for a while and then you completely change because you wanted to change, but then the person looking back at you is like, oh my goodness, I don't recognise, I don't recognise myself with that, and can make you feel a bit uncomfortable. But
sometimes it just takes a bit of getting used to. I don't think it's about the hairstyle. I don't think it's about the length of the hair. I think it's about how it makes you feel.
Yeah, I mean, they did some research, didn't they? I think it was in America, and I can't remember. I think it was World War II, because they employed Native Americans as trackers, but to join the army, they had to have their hair cut. So these men were wonderful trackers, but as soon as they lost their hair, they couldn't do it. As soon as their hair started growing again, their tracking came back. Now, whether that is the fact that they've been in a culture where they believe that their hair is linked, but it came back, their tracking prowess came back as their hair grew. So there is research, but it can't tell you whether it's the hair or whether it's this that is
your
controlling
brain's a
that.
powerful thing, isn't it? Your brain is a powerful thing.
Which
your
there
energy
is
and
this
your strength
thing,
is in your hair.
Yeah,
I felt I've had really, really short spiky hair, as I know that Heather has as well, and I loved it at the time, and I didn't feel any less powerful or any less magical. I just loved my spiky hair. So Eve, I'm 70, which I never believe, Eve, you are not 70 at all. And waist long hair, I'd hate short hair, just do you no matter age. I think it's about having what you want and what you feel comfortable with. That's the power of it. Zara, locking, unlocking mirrors are people that claim they do portal work. Not sure how legit is that. Swear they can make people cross over. Yeah. I want to say a rude word now, and I don't actually swear. So I'm going to say small, round, hairy things.
You mean hedgehog?
That is my absolute summing up of that, Zara. Absolute, utter, what's it, bleep, 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 bleep. Mirrors are magical. They can be used as portals, but no.
I mean, there's all sorts of folklore around mirror. I mean, in Ireland, when somebody is dying, mirrors are covered, usually with black cloth. And it's so that the spirit, when it leaves the body, doesn't get trapped in the mirror. But then you look at something, there was a Keanu Reeves film that I now can't remember the name of. It's quite old. But he actually uses a mirror to get rid of a demon by having it above this person's. But I mean, there is so much folklore to
Yeah.
do with mirrors and
Yeah.
reflections. And I mean, when photography first started, people would refuse to have their photographs taken
Yeah.
because they
It would
thought it was
steal their
tapping their
soul.
essence.
Yeah.
Now you can't go anywhere without having your photograph taken
Yeah.
because everyone's got a phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, mirrors, anything can be magical. It's it's the energy that you put into it,
Yeah.
isn't it? But yeah, using it as a
Yeah. Absolute
yeah,
tosh.
small round hairy things.
Small round hairy things.
Oh God.
Sephora, I always forget in the rush to get the door to bubble up, and last time came home from town and broke out in hives. Anyone got anything in their car that works or prompts? Oh, bubble up. Oh, shield. Sorry, I'm thinking bubbles. To shield, yes.
Have you got I mean, do you have one of those air freshener things in your car? Put a thing on that. You know, just say that every time you see it, you're going to remember to put your bubble up. Put something by your front door, even if it's a sticky note. Put something by your front door. Could be a plant, could be a sticky note, could be a crystal, could be a
Hang
pebble.
something from your car keys,
Could
keychain
Yeah.
say,
on
could
your
say
car
something on your
keys.
keys.
You can get little. I had one a while back. It was a keychain and it had a little canister on it, and you could fill it with crystals or herbs. That would work quite well. You could just, as you pick up your keys, you would tap it, and that would click the. It's about having a key to switch on, isn't it? So if it's on your car keys, or like say with your car air freshener or something in your car that you touch, or that kicks it into action. Maria, if I wear a black crystal any and go outside, I tend to attract a lot of negativity, especially people. I'm thinking it's just me. I
No,
think
it's
it
the black. It's the black. Black actually absorbs.
negative
That's why,
energy.
it's amazing when you think about it. In the Mediterranean, the older ladies wear a lot of black, but black actually is very hot because it attracts the energy.
Absorbs it, doesn't it?
Mm.
You might have to wear something a bit brighter as a crystal, maybe, to attract. Think attracting positive energy rather than deflecting. I know black crystals. I do often wear a black crystal if I'm going out to where that's going to be really peoply for protection.
Mm.
But I do wear a lot of bright colours, so
Yeah,
that probably
but you've
adds into
charged
it
it
as
for
well.
protection, haven't you? Not. Yeah, I think there's deflection and protection are different things, aren't they? Well, for
Yeah.
me, they are.
Maybe charge it to attract positive energy rather than
Mm.
deflecting negative. Different way of thinking.
But Maria, I can't imagine you wearing anything but black. That's
No.
Never seen her in anything other than
no,
that.
maybe a little touch of white every now and again, but
Maybe charge your crystal with attracting positive rather than deflecting negative. Xenia, as for getting a headache or migraine in an environment where group energy work is being done, do you think it's overwhelming too much energy or energy loss drain? Do you feel the difference, or can feeling unwell be either? That's a good point, Xenia, isn't it? There is a difference between being overwhelmed with everyone else's energy or being drained from energy. We've all met those people where you go out for a coffee and they chat about themselves and all their problems, the whole, EastEnders soap opera scenario, and you'll come away feeling drained. That's because they have literally sucked the energy out of you. That's quite different to being in a big crowd of people where it's just too peoply. Yes, there are two different types of energy at play there, aren't there? Hi Lee, love the Lock and Key series. I
there are
hadn't
two of
heard of
us.
that one. I haven't heard that one. I'll have to look that one up. That sounds quite interesting.
And Jalala's come in with another one.
really good series called Black Mirror, although not likely to allay any fears about Black Mirrors yet. Yes.
Yeah,
So
the title gave it away.
go into these things understanding that it's just TV. Always good to know. Imagination is a powerful tool. Your brain is a very, very powerful tool.
Yeah.
Your brain can make you feel ill. Your
Mhm.
brain can bring on illness, sickness, but it can also bring on positive stuff as well. So it is true. Be careful what you wish for, because your brain is very powerful. Karen, we have so many divination tools available to us. What are your favourite ones to work with, and does this change with the seasons? There you go. I'll let you two start with that one.
Well, my favourite is the Elder Futhark runes. I just love working with them. Have worked with them for quite a few years now, and just sort of the more I work with them, I just don't even really need to think about it now. I just pick them up, connect straight away, and I love them. Does it change with the seasons? I do have a tarot deck. I do have an oracle, some oracle cards. Very rarely do I pick them up. I do have a runic oracle, which I do draw a card. Funny enough, I drew one this morning, which is Hagalaz. So that's big changes afoot. What those changes are, we don't know. Something's going to happen, but I like to think it's
We've
going to
got a
be.
kitchen witch meeting tomorrow. That's what it is.
It's all in a good. I look at that as a positive one. If there's changes, that means there needs to be changes. So yes, runes for me, definitely. Heather,
My bones.
oh, there.
He
So
said,
yeah,
my bones,
my bones.
I like that.
my
Yeah,
precious.
literally right next to me. So yeah, a bit like Ness with her runes, which are probably right next to her as well. So these are my constant, I would say. My bones are my constant, along with the Ogham. So those are my two and I use them together. I don't use them separately. They are used as a combination. And then I do have Oracle. The two so one's relatively new and I'm loving it. That I wanted one that was related to the Morrigan. And I've actually got a Crow Oracle, which I'm getting used to since I got it. I've only had it a couple of weeks. It's really good. Haven't looked at the guidebook. I just do what I do from the pictures because it's what I get from it. The other one I use is Naomi Cormack's Magic of the Old Ways. Those are my two, and my LN pathway. So yeah, there's three. There's three oracles that I sort of use. I dip in and out of. But and at the moment, one of the oracle cards I pull one of each morning because that's part of my daily practice. So yeah, but yeah, my bones.
I am good old tarot. Good old tarot. I used to love the Thoth deck and the Shadowscapes deck. And then I found my Magpie deck, which is 138 cards, all from different decks. I love it. Absolutely love it. So that's that's the one I do all my readings with. I do have my Flower Magic Oracle, which I do use occasionally, more for when I want cards for spell working. I will tend to use an Oracle card as a focal point for the spell working. I don't understand runes; they are squiggles. I do like a lithomancy set, like reading stones, pebbles, shells, that kind of thing. But I don't actually have a set. But I like looking for answers. I do like scrying, actually. I do scry quite often, looking for answers in nature of all kinds. But as a divination tool, my tarot deck really is the one that I use. Does it change with the seasons? No, I think once you're connected with something, you kind of stick with it, really, don't you? I think. Good question, though. Maria, my neighbour told me that a family nearby had cursed her. I told her that was highly unlikely and not to dwell on it. Yeah. We feed it. all of the curses and hexes work. They do work, but they work because the person that you are sending it to, hypothetical here, needs to know that they've been cursed or hexed, because that's all you need to do is just tell them that you've cursed them, and then they will do the rest. They will feed it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best bit of magic ever because you don't have to do anything. Not that I know anything about that, obviously.
Moving swiftly onwards. Actually, we'll do a shout out here. If you do need to get rid of someone or something, we can highly recommend Phoenix Flames Bitch Be Gone spray. It is the best stuff ever, and that's sold from the Phoenix Flame website.
It's also good for anxiety, so
yes.
as well. So if it's something that is worrying you, you can use the spray for that as well. So it's not just getting rid of people.
Antoinette, watch some excellent horror films with mirrors. Never considered them until suddenly it's a hot topic on channels. There does seem to be a lot of it about at the moment, isn't it? They do seem to pick up on stuff and run with it, don't they? There is a lot of, Heather says, there's a lot of folklore about mirrors, but I prefer to use it for magical purpose rather than evil, nefarious deeds. Annie Lennox has a lot to answer for. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I put that up because I thought I'm confused.
she had a video, didn't she, with a mirror in it?
Oh right, yes. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I know I want to blame Annie Lennox because I like her. She's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, they use mirrors in the series Grimm as well. If you haven't seen the series Grimm, that's excellent. Tina, not currently working with deity, did many years ago, Bastet and Isis. As I've only returned to the craft after a few years away, I feel strongly drawn to crows and magpies, and it's time for dun, dun, dun. Deity again. Okay, but don't know who. Put it out there that you're open to whoever needs to find you, is my recommendation. That tends to be how I've worked with it. I don't ever really seek out a specific deity. I just sort of put it out there that whoever needs to find me, and they usually do.
I'm just going to put these up quickly. They're about the hair.
Oh, okay. Xenia, would go how you feel. Which haircut you feel most comfortable with? Yeah. Sometimes you try haircuts that don't feel as good as we thought to beforehand. Yep, been there, done that. Friend feels very confident and looks gorgeous with short hair. Tried short hair once again. Feel it doesn't suit me, so I let it grow again. Yeah, I've loved having short hair. Whenever I've had short hair, I've loved it. Hi, Jackie. Getting hair shaved and short and spiked, which you look fabulous with. Autoimmune makes me sweat so much that hair is just a lank, wet mess, so I keep it short. Yes. Long hair also gives me more headaches. It does when I put my hair up in a bun. It makes my head ache. But I think, yes, if I had short hair when I was in the depths of my menopause, and it did make me feel a bit cooler. Monique, grew my hair for my wedding and had to cut it off afterwards. Donated to the Princess Trust for Wigs for Children with Cancer. Excellent. Growing it long again now. That is the thing, isn't it? It does grow. It does grow.
Just warning you, the next one is rude.
Oh, okay. Maria, yes, I do. Small, round, hairy things. Xenia, as for people losing their strength when they had their hair cut, it may be because it was done against their will. Yes, it's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
It is absolutely how it makes you feel, and that will affect everything. Trudy, when I look back at a picture of myself with short hair with a decorative clip, oh, you've got to have decorative clips. I'm gobsmacked. My hubby never said how blinking crazy I looked. Oh, bless him. And my fam put it up regularly on WhatsApp chat to cheer everyone up. I loved having my spiky hair. So it took me a while to spread the end of this. Took me a while to get what small round hairy things mean. I somehow thought of mice.
Yeah,
I am now going to use mice as a swear word because I think that's brilliant. Brilliant. Christine, give you a laugh. Girls, I'm sat here nodding at what you're saying. Old age is such fun. Old age is, sorry, my watch keeps buzzing at me. Old age is not fun, but it is a privilege. It is absolutely a privilege. Yes. Although I guess with age, you get wisdom, you get perhaps more patience with some things, less patience with other. But I think you also get more confidence, don't you, in the idea that actually you don't really care very much about what anybody else thinks or says or does. Oh, I'm falling apart here now. My earbuds are falling out. God.
Yeah, I had short, spiky hair for 14 years.
When we first met you, you had
Yeah.
short, spiky
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah. And that was just coming to the end of that 14 years because then it started growing. But yeah, and during that time, it was every colour that you could possibly think of.
I think your hair was purple when we met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had
Possibly.
every colour. I've had pretty much every colour. It is.
Yeah.
It's how it makes you feel, isn't it?
Mm.
Absolutely. Maria, black all the way. Didn't think of charging it that way first. Yeah, I would charge your black crystal, charge it with receiving positive or drawing positive energy. Yeah, absolutely. Jackie, watch Lock and Key the second time. Just love it. I am going to have to go and have a look. And Constantine
Constantine,
is
that's
the
it.
right,
Thank you.
Constantine. Thank you, Jackie. Going to have to investigate Lock and Key, certainly. Right. Funnily, for me, it's the other way around. Wearing black obsidian, onyx, or tourmaline, they act like a bitch begone stone, and people are super nice. Or not so nice people leave me alone. Maybe not every crystal works for everyone the same way. Oh, for sure. Finding the right his crystal can be a hit and miss sometimes. They are like people. I think of crystals. Each one has its own unique individual personality and character. Even two pieces of quartz side by side will have different personalities. And you will get on with some crystals better than you get on with others. So it is about finding the right one, I think.
So I'm just getting ideas.
It's writing a list of things to watch. 2 other good supernatural horror movies with mirrors are Oculus, starring Karen Gillan, and a film called Mirrors, starring Kiefer Sutherland. Both worth a watch. Yeah, not for me.
Thank you very much.
I don't
Always
do
like
horror.
recommendations.
I don't do horror. I'm a bit, yeah. Zara, how would you charge an item? Heather, didn't you do a little video thing about charging ingredients?
Yep, it's on the YouTube channel. There are numerous ways of doing it. Basically, you tell it, you cleanse it, so you cleanse it of any energy that it's got, but it will keep its own charge, if you like, and then you use that charge and you basically tell it. I actually said it in my latest one for my basket, how I actually spoke and breathed into my basket. So that's the easiest way, isn't it, really, of charging, is actually just telling it. You can just hold it in your hands. You don't actually have to say anything. You can just think it and send that energy down through your hands, into your hands. Yeah. But yeah, there is on our YouTube channel, there is a whole waffle about.
You're basically giving it instructions, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably my go-to as well. Like say, just hold it and think it and put that through your hand. Yeah, easiest.
What about you, boss?
I'm bossy, so I just tell it. I need you to do this, okay? No, I do tend to hold it. I do work with visualization a lot as well, so visualizing the end goal as well while I'm holding it. But words have power. So yeah, just tell it what you need it to do. Yeah, absolutely. Maria, have you ever experienced anyone who is truly stuck with reading tarot? Yep, absolutely. Me, for instance. And do you have any tips on how to get the penny to drop, please? If it ain't working, try something else. I think divination tools are, they will either resonate with you or they won't. I didn't get tarot at first. It did take me a while and I kept coming back to it. But there will always be systems that you're not going to work with. I like runes. I am in awe of Ness reading her runes. I am in awe of Heather reading the Ogham. They all look like squiggles to me. And whilst I do use them when I'm spell working, I might draw them on carve them on a candle or draw them on a petition. I have to look them up or message the girls. um, I am never going to be able to read them. It's not my thing. So either you're going to have to persevere with the tarot and keep coming back to it. There are ways to connect with it. Draw one a day, work with the energy, meditate with each of the cards, literally take yourself into the picture in the card in meditation, or come to the conclusion that tarot ain't for you and there will be something else. And there are so many different divination tools to work with. Have you worked with anything else? I mean, there are runes, there are witches' runes I work with. They're good fun to work with. Create your own set of runes with your own images. The Ogham, pendulum, scrying. There's all sorts of different divination tools. So if one doesn't work for you, try something else. That's probably not the answer that you wanted, but
So I'm going to put in a little waffle as a story. So when I was a student, and I can't remember, it must have been towards the end of Ash or the beginning of Hawthorne, and there was a challenge. And I messaged Rachel and I said, there are I think there were 2 or 3 branch classes that I hadn't gone near because I thought, and one of them was tarot. And I actually said to Rachel that the tarot was the one that I actually was the most wary of. And the message that came back and said, well, then that's the one you got to do.
well, yeah, there is that.
Actually, I actually really enjoyed it. I found it really interesting. What it made me realize is that tarot is not for me, but it's given me the ability to understand tarot. So I understand the story of the major arcana. I understand the story that's within the minor arcana that you can work through as well. For me, it was the story that resonated. Would I ever use tarot? No, it's not my divination tool of choice, but I can understand it. And it's given me the ability to appreciate watching somebody else like Rachel when she's working, and to use them in spell work or in rituals.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
totally
remember
agree.
that. I remember getting the email back and going, oh,
It is actually the way, though, isn't it, with a lot of things? If you are avoiding it, it's probably for a reason. Hi, Sappho. Want to work with runes and scrying is always good. Then go for it. Go for it.
any advice from you, Ness?
Mine just sort of it just resonated with me. The images. It took me a long time to remember each one, but I think just to start with, just draw one, just the one. Sleep with it under your pillow. Write down any thoughts or messages that you get from it. See if you can see it out in nature. What that rune means to you. There are, you pick up a rune book and there will be general meanings, and they're fine to work with, just to start with, as you get to build your relationship with them. So I would say, yeah, just one. Don't try and do them all. So you could do a week with one. Slowly over time, just build up your relationship with that rune. And I would say just do that. Don't sort of try and think you can sort of start doing readings and things with them. I think get to know them first is probably the simplest about it. It's taken me a good few years to get to where I am now with them. I did sort of struggle. They pick one up. I can't remember the name of this one and what's this one mean. And yeah, it can be. I think it's just tapping into your intuition as well. It is, sometimes ignoring what is. Something will come to you, words will come to you, and you think, well, that's not what the book says. But if that's what it speaks to you, then go with that. So yes, they are brilliant. and you just sort of ignore the. Sometimes the little symbols will mean something, like to remember them by, for remembering the names of them. But yeah, go for it. I love them.
I think you hit on an important thing there too. Take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
Mm.
have to rush through it. You cannot learn them all in one day.
Which I think we've just answered Emma's question on the last two
Oh,
things. But
yeah.
yeah, I'll just put it up so that she knows that we've seen it.
Really started to struggle with the tarot. Find myself getting frustrated with myself. Wonder if I should stop for a while. Any thoughts? Because I've stopped getting any signals from them. I think you have answered your own question there, Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Step back from it for a while. Trust your intuition. It won't let you down. Maria, I might go around telling people I've cursed them for a bit of a crack.
Sorry, I just had to put that up.
That one resonated with Heather. Sephora, short hair, and Annie Lennox. My haircut when 16. Yes, I had that one too. Very short. Easy to look after. Karen, follow-up question for Heather. I've never used bones for divination. What kind of bones are they and how do they work? Do you look for patterns in the way they fall, or is there more to it?
Okay, so it's called a bone set. It has got bones in it. It's also got other bits and pieces in that resonate with me and have meaning for me. So there are bones, there are stones, there is sea glass in there. Yes, sometimes it can be the way they fall, the pattern. It's a whole combination of things. It's hard to explain. It's like a picture develops. So yes, it can be the way they've fallen. It can be how they've fallen in relation to each other. But it can also just be because sometimes that they're really spread out, and then you're thinking, okay, so, and then it's pulling, it's threading. It's like threading and weaving, and it's really hard to explain.
It's telling a story, isn't it?
It
It
is,
is telling a
yeah,
story. Any reading is
yeah.
telling a story, isn't
But I
it?
think that's the same with. I feel that that's the same with the Ogham, which is why I think I work well with the Ogham. And I don't know if that's how you feel, Ness.
yeah, yeah. I think there is, that when I do a draw, they could be scattered all over the place, and I'm drawn to ones that are either together or some that are bit of a different way from the other one, and it's certain how they fall as well. It can sometimes I'll read all the ones that are together first, followed by the one on its own, or I'm drawn to the one on its own first. It is difficult to explain because when I'm sort of in that zone, and Heather has had to touch me on the shoulder once because she thought I was going to disappear through the
Made you
ceiling.
jump.
She went to say something, but yeah, once I'm sort of in there, it is difficult to really explain how it is that you read them.
Big part is intuition. Is a big part is intuition.
Yeah.
Question for Rachel.
Uh-oh. Zara, when you said the other day you don't work with Hecate, is that for a reason or it just doesn't resonate with me? She's never presented herself to me. I have worked with many deities over the years. When I first started, I was open to whoever came my way. Well, actually, when I very first started, one of whatever I was working with asked me to pick a pantheon, and I picked the Celtic pantheon because I live in England. And I did work with a few deities. A few came away, Rhiannon and that type of thing. We did the Ark of the Goddess course. We worked with different goddesses every month, and all sorts of people came to me. Deities, Orishas, Loas, the whole shebang. No one's really ever stuck with me until the Cailleach came along. She's been with me for many years, and Sulis and Balanus. There are three main ones that I work with because they presented themselves to me. Hecate has never, ever been on my radar. And I mean, she would be a good one for me because she's a feisty kick butt one. But no, she's never presented herself to me, never felt the need to work with her. Although I do these days, I do tend to stick with English deities because that's my pathway, apart from Ganesha, who is quite random. But he came to me many years ago and he kicks about and presents himself when I need him. So yeah, it's just whoever, just never resonated, never presented herself. Tina, what point in life can we be classed as a crone? Is it post-menopause? I'm 55 in April, so just wondering. Whenever it feels right for you. I'm 56 and I have just officially finished the menopause. Hurrah! But I don't feel ready to be a crone yet. I am a matriarch. I'm in between mother and crone at the moment. I'm not nearly wise enough, I don't feel, to be a crone yet. So
I don't think I ever will be.
No.
There is no number on it. There's
No.
no official number. There's no official number. I think it's when you feel ready, would be my answer to that one. Good morning, Steve. Used to have long hair, but now I have to keep it shaved. I love it. Very empowering, I feel. Love short hair in women too. Love the bold energy it gives. Thank you for that, Steve. We're back to confidence, aren't we? Monique, use pendulums, sometimes say it, but mainly think it. Pendulums I like for yes and no things and finding things. Good tools to work with.
Thank you for
We're way over time now. When I look at them, it's like I'm trying to read French. Oh no, mais oui. Oracle, I feel more connected to. Then do it. Then go for it. Yes, absolutely. Not everybody is going to be able to read all of the systems. It doesn't happen like that. Lee, I've stuck to Oracle over the last 4 years, was gifted a tarot, and I've only drawn once for myself. Love having readings for others, but I prefer Oracle's rune or pendulum. It's very personal. It is whatever works for you.
Mm-hmm. No, I'd say it just needs a clip round the ear.
Sarah, does it count my partner calls me an old crone when I'm moaning at him? Yeah, I'd clip him round the ear too. You're very welcome, Zenny. Yeah, we've gone way over time, but that's not a big surprise, is it? Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Do have a look if you're interested at our version of the Patreon. It's the Witch's Hearth. It's over on the Kitchen Witch Hearth, which is down there, that one at the bottom there. Kitchen Witch Hearth website. It's £2 a month, and you get lots of stuff from us. We have got a lot of stuff coming up. We will be doing lots of bits and pieces throughout the year. So have a look at the websites to keep an eye on what we're doing. We've got a lot of stuff. Oh, that's Eric waking up. We've got a lot of stuff planning. But if there's anything you'd like us to do, any courses you want us to run, anything you think we could handle, just throw it our way. Happy planning session. Good cake in your future. That would be tomorrow, Sephora. We are meeting in person tomorrow, so there will be lots of plotting, planning, scheming, and eating tomorrow. The hour always does go really quick, doesn't it? Yes. Have a brilliant weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. You take care, Maria. And you, Emma, take care. And if anybody's feeling stranded, disconnected, whatever, we are here to help if we can. And if you've got any questions, if you think about any questions, message us or post them in the Kitchen Witch Convent Facebook group. We will be happy to help. So thank you, everyone. Take care. Thank you to the ladies, as always.
Thank you for letting us invade.
And we're off now to do some readings that we've had booked. So if you booked a triad reading with us, we're off to do some of those now. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.